Hello, everyone. It's Deborah Morgan with Kids Health Revolution, and I'm here today with you to give you the 3 keys to enjoying all those holiday invitations while still being able to honor your child's health needs. And I know from very personal experience over the years that it can be kind of stressful. We get these invitations from family and friends to go to their homes and share a meal or just hors d'oeuvres or whatever it is. And when we have a child with some special health needs, it can be a challenge. So whether you are on a GAPS diet, SCD diet, you're following a paleo, or just a gluten-free, casein-free diet, or maybe your child just has major health allergies that are an issue for you, it can make, especially this season where it's so much about all the sharing and the food, kind of stressful. And so I think these 3 keys that I've put together for you are really going to help take some of that stress off so that you're able to go, okay, I can do this. We can do both. We can have fun with our family and friends and still be able to stay true to what we want to do for our child's health. It is absolutely possible. It just takes a little bit more planning, as all things do when we're on this sort of lifestyle. So let's jump right into it. The first thing that you absolutely must do, the first key, is that you must phone and speak with your host or your hostess and find out what's on the menu for the dinner or for the party. And this can feel a little awkward. I get it. It's not something that we usually do, but it's really as simple as explaining to them, look, we're doing something, following a dietary protocol for Beth right now because we're trying to see if we can help her with her asthma. And so I just like to talk to you a little bit about what we're going to be eating, what's going to be served at the party, so that helps me plan and know what I can do for her. Let them know. It's really important that you let them know that you're not expecting them to prepare something special, that just knowing what's going to be on the menu helps you to plan what you need to do. And usually when they start going through the menu, they'll ask you, okay, well, what foods are you trying to avoid? And then you kind of let them know a simple sort of version of what you're doing. So we avoid, if it's me and I'm making the phone call, we can't have gluten, corn, soy, dairy, any artificial colors, and processed sugars are out. And that pretty much covers the whole list. And usually, once they have that information, they're like, okay, well, we were planning on having roast. I was making roast beef with mashed potatoes and gravy and some vegetables. And then I can say, okay, perfect. So the roast beef should be fine for us. And some of the vegetables. And you just say, is there any sauces on the vegetables? And, if they're planning on having sauces, usually they're very accommodating with saying, yeah, but you know what? We'll just leave some to the side for you. So that's most times when I go to dine at somebody else's house, that's what we do. We have the meat and the veg, and we just have them separate from the sauces, and it works fine. There's the odd occasion, like a team party or something where it's pizza or lasagna or something where there simply isn't anything on the menu that we can eat. And in that case, you need to ask your host, look, I'm so looking forward to coming and seeing you. It's been so long and I want to spend time with you, but this is really important to us. And I'm wondering how you would feel if I just brought a little bit of our own food that my son and I will eat while everybody else enjoys the regular meal. Would that be okay with you? Again, the majority of people are going to be totally cool with that. Okay, maybe they think it's a bit weird, but you don't need to worry about that. Okay, as long as they're okay with it. And once you do it a few times, they start to realize that really it's about the company and enjoying each other, right? It doesn't matter what you're eating. So dive in and do it. It does feel awkward at first. I get it. It still feels awkward for me sometimes. We were invited over to some colleagues of my husband's house for dinner, and I had to call the colleague's wife and ask her what was on the menu. And it felt weird, and I put it off for a few days, but I did it, and they were wonderful, so gracious, and they ended up preparing, just meats and veg that we could eat, and had a few extra sides like some bread and things that we didn't eat. And it was wonderful. We had a great time. So it's just a matter of taking that first step and saying, okay, it's got to be done, and taking the step and doing it, and you can do it. And again, people will surprise you. They will be so much more supportive and gracious than you can imagine. Now, I can hear you asking already, what about people who aren't supportive? Maybe you have family members who aren't supportive of this, and I get that too. I have some family members that I spend vacation time with that aren't 100% supportive of this whole lifestyle. But I am firm in what I do, and there are always options that we can eat. And if there aren't, then I bring things that we can eat. If they want to spend time with us and we want to spend time with them, that's the way it has to be. And we get around it, and we've learned to sort of just dance around each other in this way so that we can still be part of each other's lives, even though we've had to agree to disagree on this particular subject. So that's the toughest one. That's the hardest one, is having the conversation and finding out what's on the menu and figuring out what you can have, and moving from there. Once you've done that, it's easy. The other ones are easy. So the second key is that you want to make sure that you take some snacks and some treats that your child really loves. So this is sort of celebration food. It might not be food that you would eat every day. So if you've made some Paleo Christmas cookies, like in our household, I can take those, or some chocolates, things that we don't always have, so they feel special. Offer to make dessert. That's something that I often do. I offer to make a really nice dessert that I know everybody can enjoy, and that way we sort of all feel included in that way. I sometimes will take an organic juice box, something that feels a little bit like a treat, some sparkling water, because my son really likes sparkling water. Things, again, that we don't have every day. It's a celebration. Okay? Knowing that your kids are going to have those things that they love, that they can go to, means that they're not going to feel so left out when everybody else is chowing down on the chip bowl, or having their sticky toffee pudding, and your child can't have that because they have something that they really enjoy. So that's very important. Okay, you can't just go and expect them to have the meat and the veg and that's it and be happy with it. They need to have those treats just like everybody else does. The last thing is number 3, key number 3, and that is to talk to your kids. And in this case, we're talking to our kids about how wonderful it is to be invited to somebody's home, and to share a meal with them and to spend time with them. So I often will start by talking to my son about the things that I'm looking forward to about the event or about the party, and always making sure that I'm focusing on everything that has nothing to do with food, right? So that they start to get in the mindset that these get-togethers, these events, what's super rewarding about them is the connection, and it's the people, and it's the fun, and it's the laughter. And the food is great, but it's an accessory. It's not the whole thing, right? It wouldn't be as wonderful and beautiful without the people. So help them to get that focus so that they can say, okay, yeah, maybe, I've got to avoid a few things and snacks that are out, but I have my own things that I like. And look, I get to really have fun, and I get to play all these games and have a good time and be with the people that I love and enjoy. And that's what it's about. And I think especially during this time of year, the holidays are really kind of a special time for connecting. And we want to make sure that we're not missing out on that because of something we're trying to do for our child's health. And we really want to make sure our kids don't have to miss out on that either. So this isn't about holding up and staying in your house and never going out anywhere because you're on a dietary protocol and you can't live your life. Absolutely. You can live your life. Get out there and do it. So accept those Christmas party invitations and then just get on the phone, have that conversation, prepare a few little treats to take, talk to your kids, make sure that they're focused on enjoying the time with the people they love, and you're going to have a wonderful time. I guarantee it. So if you have questions about what I've talked about, doubts, anything that comes up for you, please post it at the bottom of this video in the Facebook comments section, and I will be running through those occasionally, and I'll make sure that I answer your questions because I know that this is important. And if we can't feel comfortable about enjoying time with other people, we're a lot less likely to stick to our guns. So I want to make sure this is as easy as it can be for you. So ask me questions. I'm here for you. And thanks for watching. Happy holidays.